challenging perspective, I was hit immediately with a particular issue with building and with the consulate was moving and had run into some major challenges with the whole arrangement. And I remember being briefed by the officer in charge at the time. She handed me a massive file and apologized to me, saying, CG, sorry, I have to hand this problem over to you, but it is major. And this was my first day on the job. My first day was on Wednesday. I met with her Thursday.
Wow.
And she was leaving the Thursday. And it was one of the most challenging issues I had to deal with because it dealt with some building matters. We were moving, and there were challenges with the movement and the quotations and the building, and there were second thoughts, and there were issues of construction and hadn't been started, and I had to resolve it on my, let me not say on my own, but pretty much I had to use my leadership and judgment in a very significant way, being fresh off of the road. And it really stretched me. And I did not expect to be greeted with an immediate problem of that nature. And that issue went on for a couple of years because the previous individuals had done some, they had brought some codes, building codes and stuff like that. We had to fix it, every one of them. And I became an expert over the years in building matters as a result of the problem. Yeah.
Uh, okay. So for you, as you look back from 2018 till now, what are some of your favorite memories of being the Consul General of the Southern United States? I will, because us here in South Florida, we just assume that you're our CG, but there are 13
Yes.
states that you're responsible for. So take me
Mhm.
back to some of your favorite moments over the years.
Okay. And any given day, I could answer the question differently. But I've been to Atlanta 30 times
3-0. Okay.
and
Mm-hmm.
3-0.
Yes.
And when you calculate the hours there, it means I did a lot of work on the ground there in Georgia. Georgia is the third largest diaspora region in the United States and by extension in the world. And so it's so going there and engaging with the community, I found to be quite rewarding. So the Atlanta community, was always requesting me to come down and be a part of their different fundraising activities and to speak at different events. Then the community in Alabama, where I was questioned whether it would have been worth the time to go to Alabama, and a state that I never had, I never anticipated to be going to all the states, but I was pleasantly surprised by a community of Jamaicans there who were fiercely loyal to Jamaica. And out of that, we got a couple solid achievements, including an MOU signed between the University of West Indies and the University of Alabama, one of the most powerful universities in the United States. Um, and I've visited some of the hotel workers in North Carolina. I have visited some of our hotel workers in South Carolina and Arizona, some universities there to have some exchange programs working with the US government. So right across the states, there have been other types of experiences that I've had over the years that have been different, um, and quite rewarding. However, and this, I hope nobody feels offended by that, but every time I came back to Florida, there was always a sense of coming back home. And
Ah.
not just because I physically lived here, but there was something about Florida and South Florida in particular that just felt like home. And this has been really family right throughout my time here. This family people have been very receptive and supportive, and we have had several. We just issued a newsletter. We just rolled out a new website, by the way, and and I wanted to finish that before I left. So I have a new website. We have we are the first, and you're hearing this for the first time. We're the first to roll out some AI features on our website,
Mm.
and and we have it in a trial mode just because we're going through a little period where we were creative, and so first you'll hear shortly about that, how you to access those features on using AI on our website. And then we just roll out our newsletter, which has a number of, looking back over the years, some of the things that we accomplished, um, and, 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 and we were proud about. My first thing without extending this answer too much, when we came here, one of my first projects was the Reggae Girls.
Hmm.
They were qualifying for the World Cup, and we partnered with the city of Miramar, and we did an extensive program of welcoming the girls, doing fundraisers, and we did a football match at Miramar, and we were able to raise net of expenses 50,000 heading off to the World Cup.
Wonderful.
And I thank the city of Miramar, and kudos to um, they advised me at the time, Commissioner Alexandra Davis. We worked together on that project,
Hmm.
and other commissioners got involved. And of course, kudos to Mayor Wayne Sam and his leadership over the years. But we raised 60,000. That was one of the notable projects that we did.
Awesome, awesome. So, Consul General Oliver Mair, let's flip the switch now and look at the flip side. What for you has been the most heartbreaking things that you've experienced here as Consul General for Jamaica for the 13 Southern United States?
Um, there are things that I am still wanting to fix. One of them is in the area of the time that we spend of passports. We were able to roll out online the renewal of your passports and persons. I want to remind the community, if your passport was issued after September 2001, you don't need to. You can check online to see if you can have your passport renewed online without having to come to the consulate.
Hmm.
And it's a message we try to reinforce. But for those who can't and have passports issued before that date, or those who have lost passports and have a name change, etc., and have to mail in their applications, it is still a painstaking process because a lot of the forms come in non-compliant, and it's 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 hard on both sides to
Hmm.
manage that process. And I would have wanted to have eased that burden for our nationals. But we're still working on it. We work closely with PICA, and I'm still fighting the fight in terms of getting some improvements there. So that has been a little heartbreaking.
Hmm.
Some of the cases of persons who have had to wait, and and so I still want to, even when I go to New York, because it's in practice up here too, and phone calls. I mean, we just can't get to the over 650 phone calls we get a day. Um, so I'm still challenged to resolve some of these issues here, and I'm not satisfied until we get some stronger solutions. Having said that, our Google reviews when I took up leadership was at 2.6.
Hmm.
These are independent. We can't influence these Google reviews, can't influence what people put there.
Hmm.
I'm closing my leadership here at 4.4.
Oh
So
my,
I
that
know
is
that
amazing.
we have had some improvements. We're not where we need to be. And some people will be listening to me and say, "Since you were talking about
Hmm.
we're balling out here." But truth is that we have had a number of people who have been very satisfied, and it is reflected in the reviews, and it's a measurable system. And I commend the team for their efforts in us trying to improve our levels of customer service that we offer to the community.
One of the things that you've done is actually brought the consulate into the community. It's not that place downtown where only certain people get access. You've made sure that every Jamaican within the 13 states that you are responsible for feel like they have a vested interest in, or they can get things done, and that the consulate has their interest at heart. One of the feathers in your cap, of course, has got to be high five. So let's
Yes.
go back to the genesis of that. How did that whole concept of the workout in the park start to where it evolved into the actual race that now raises money for clinics and so on? So take me back to the beginning.
Yeah. So in Jamaica, I had a exercise group that I used to do at Hope Gardens, and we used to meet every Saturday morning, and I thought it would have been good to roll out something like that here in the community, and the I particularly like the initiative in Jamaica, the Doctor Clinic initiative, and I liked what Minister Tufton was doing from the preventative side of things, where he was involved in Jamaica Moves and all of that. So I was inspired by that Jamaica Moves program, and I wanted to selfishly not roll out just another Jamaica Moves, um, area, but to create our own unique program that, though inspired by Jamaica Moves, would be different. And here's how it's different. It's so we have an annual 5K. It's done simultaneously in 5 cities, and all the proceeds from the high five go towards adopting clinics in Jamaica. And so what we get in that one major project, and then we have exercise classes every day. We've done that for the last 6 years, free of cost to the community. And that has changed lives, and chances are prevented individuals from averting major health issues that may have emerged had they not taken on this lifestyle. And importantly, we have been able to help clinics in Jamaica, and the first line of support with healthcare. And when we go on the ground in Jamaica and we interact with the nurses and the people on the ground, when you hear the level of appreciation for getting an AC or getting some basic equipment that they need, a microwave, a washing machine, and instruments to help them with the service, because the items that are supplied include their recommendations as
Mhm.
well. And so we don't just hand over the funds to the government. We're actively involved in what is procured based on the request of the nurses. And so it's a fully integrated program.
And how much have
Um,
you given
yeah,
back so far in terms of how many clinics have you held and what's the dollar value of the assistance that you've given?
all right. So we have adopted 16 clinics. The region, through the messaging from the 5K, primarily, we have adopted 17 clinics from the region. So we're
Mhm.
not just focusing on what we do from the 5K. We are also involved in supporting the initiative of all the clinics. And for each clinic, um, we have a commitment of 3 million Jamaican dollars that we give to each clinic. And we have been involved in giving back. I don't have the figure up, and I
Ah,
normally know this.
okay, that's
Yeah, yeah,
fine. That's fine.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
But
so
what I can say is that
mhm.
each year we have been able to, be profitable and to clear whatever expenses we have with the race, and to make we are the number one contributor to the Dr. King program in the world. The
Wow.
number one. In fact, we were recognized by the Ministry of Health and Wellness for our contribution to the Dr. Clinic initiative because of the energy behind it, the amount of clinics we have adopted from the region, and our fact that we not just adopt the clinic, but we live up to the obligations of the program, because people adopt clinics and then after year one they disappear.
Mhm, mhm.
But we have been consistent in terms of our contributions and our partnership with the program.
All right, let's switch gears again a little bit and talk about the fun side of Consul General Oliver Mair. One of the things that you bring to an event that you participate in, that you support here in the community, is that people always feel like once the CG is there, it's going to be fun First of all, they love when you perform. As a matter of fact, I'm going to reference the second to last farewell party that you had. And the organizers at Island Space insisted that they did not want the CG to perform. And there was a
Yes.
lady in the audience that came up and said, "No, sir, that's not going to happen." She came
Yes.
specifically to see you perform. First of all, it's like
I
you have,
remember that.
yeah, you have this signature song that you have. Long time and a DJ in a dance. How did you come up with that? Where did that one come from? Uh, to be your
Well,
signature
I
song.
have a, yeah, I have a very good friend of mine in Jamaica, Johan Simpson. And I do remember which event I was doing. It could have been Stevie Gibbs' show. And I asked him for a recommendation, a reggae song that will involve some call and response. And he said, let me think about it. He came back and said, listen, use the real rock,
Ah.
nice up the dance,
Mm-hmm.
because of the tra la 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 la. And I did it first at Stevie Gibbs, and at the time, it came up okay. I hadn't yet warmed into the song enough, but I subsequently, and again with Steve, and I have to come in here. I went to Cayman, which is also part of our jurisdiction, and I did it. I coincided with a visit that Steve Higgins did because I wanted to bring the cultural side of me, in addition to the business engagement that is to the community. So I performed the Steve Higgins show in Cayman, and let me tell you, this was one of my standout moments. I kid you not.
Mm-hmm.
We were doing the show with Steve Higgins, and after first half, I did a nice regular song, Perhaps Love, and Steve and his team, very accomplished singers and entertainers, they were delivering their classical songs and being politely and well received by the audience. When it came to the second half, and I decided to do Nice Up the Dance, let me tell you something, those same reserved people who sat and they look like they drink tea every day and English scones. Listen, then broke out and go on by the Nice Up the Dance. And but I got 9 consecutive standing ovations.
Oh
They kept
my.
asking for more. And I said, but is the same song? They said, it's all right, be again. And Steve had to come out and plead with the audience. He said, please, we have the rest of the show and remember there are other artists here on the show. Please, just one more time for CG. Listen, I could not believe what was happening. I really felt like a superstar for that day, and that song, and I thought Michigan and Smiley, because Michigan has been very supportive of me using the song,
Mm-hmm.
and he and I had the privilege of doing it together in Lauderhill for the Independent show, and that was a memorable moment I'll never forget when we did it on stage together. And it has all served me well. Every time I do it, it's like I hear it for the first time, and and so what I don't know is that I did a couple songs on the real rock rhythm just so that people can say, look here, CG and I'm coming, you look at one song. So, yeah, man.
Oh, so let me ask you, CG. Tell me about some of the friendships that you've fostered here in the South Florida community since you've been here since 2018, and how they have helped you to carry out your duties as CG.
All right. So let me step out of Florida politics and go to Atlanta. You know, a friend of mine, Tony Gray, who passed away last year, picked me up every time I came to Atlanta. I mean, if I went 30 times, 27 of the times he went.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, when he was about to pass away, 'cause he knew he was terminally ill.
Mm-hmm.
He made arrangements for somebody. He said, look here, I'm not going to be here. I would like you to look after my CG.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Mm-hmm.
remember that there was a time when I had some visa issues, and I was slated to go back home to Jamaica, and he knew this, and he he would always insist to lift up my bags when I went to Atlanta.
Mm.
And I said to him, I said, Tony, listen, Virgin, you have to drop the CG, because I'm no longer going to be CG. And he said, listen to me. You will always be my CG. And I mean, lifting no bags as long as I'm here.
Mm.
And even though it was okay an idea of carrying me around, and I was headed to leave Florida in about 2 weeks or so, he still insisted that he was going to carry my bags.
Mm.
And, he was instrumental in setting up the 5K in Atlanta and instrumental in my role in Atlanta
Mm.
and carrying me around and meeting the community.
Mm.
And so he's one of the friendships I will hold dearly. And of course in South Florida, I mean, we have so much.
If you
Not to
start
mention
calling him, you're
something.
going to get in trouble, right?
I will just quickly mention one inner circle community, the team Roger and Ian and Abibe. But Roger and Ian in particular, have always just batted for me. They have achieved a lot in life. They're not looking at anything from me. And so a lot of the suggestions that they have given me over the years have been done in love in a roots way, and
Mm-hmm.
then just giving them advice, but they
Mm-hmm.
support they offer their home for me to do a lot of activities when I'm hosting ministers, and they worked with me on the concert when we put Stay Strong concert that we raised $400,000
Mm-hmm.
for the relief effort. They were there for the production side, and they're not charging them money. They're just
Mm-hmm.
doing it for Jamaica. So big up to them and their friendship.
Mm-hmm.
And of
Wonderful.
course, the High Five family.
What can I
I could
say?
not leave that out. They have been the most supportive of everybody because that family is at every event typically.
Mm-hmm.
They are always cheering for their CG and they're always supporting, and they came to most of the farewells, and then they're from start to finish, and their energy so infectious, so supportive, and that high five family is very, very special to me. And if you're listening, just know that I love each of you, and the work continues as we spread this love and a message of health right across the US.
All right, so that leads me now to you're now going to be in the Northeast from 13 states in your responsibility. It's now going to be 33 states. What do you think you're
Yeah.
taking? What are you taking there? What are the things that you want to accomplish while you're there? And how are you going to incorporate what you've done? Because I heard you mention that. You're saying it's not farewell to South Florida. It's, let's work together as you take on this new role. So talk to us a little bit about that.
Okay, good question, Pat. No, I will become the first Jamaican to serve as Consul General in two regions, the two largest diaspora regions in the world.
Mm-hmm.
That offers a unique opportunity to me and to the community, and by a large extent to Jamaica. Because of my extensive experience there, I would have I'm one of the longest serving consul general for Florida. I think just me and Mr. Atkins would have had that opportunity to serve for this length of time here in Florida. And then now to bring that experience now to the largest region, the opportunity to facilitate more collaborations and to utilize some of the things I've learned here, up there, I think spells all as well for the community. I have a lot of ideas, but one of the first things I want to do is to respect the community, respect the region I'm going into, and listen. I'm going to spend the first month doing a listening tour, meeting with our leaders on the ground, the church, the universities, the community leaders, the alumni groups, the business community, and just hear their feedback as well as members from the consulate, of course. And from there, shape a plan that will involve the community, as I've always done, and to utilize some of the strategies that we have utilized. Because at the end of the day, whatever we're doing is connected to national objectives back home in Jamaica. And I want to just mention something that sometimes people will misconstrue. When you see me at an event and you see me dancing or singing at an event, it is the fun side, yes. But please note that what we're doing, though we're having fun, we are working because these events that I attend are all connected with something that is helping Jamaica.
Ah.
And all
Mm-hmm.
of them is an investment of time. And
Mm-hmm.
the individuals who have invited me did not invite me here because it was just a nice thing to do. They invited me there because they want to see their concert general there. And having the concert general there adds to the prestige of the event.
Mm-hmm.
And many times helps to drive ticket sales, which means more funds for our homeland, for education, and for issues that the government alone cannot fund. And so understand that when we do 5 events, sometimes on a Saturday, this is outside of our regular working hours from 9 to 5, 9 to 8 o'clock in the night in the week.
Mm-hmm.
And we do these hours here. So some people who would like to sit back and just watch social media and just feel like, hey, this is galavanty. This
Mm-hmm.
is work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh
This
yes.
is real work.
Oh yes.
Adding to helping our Jamaican brothers and sisters back home. And I really want to drive that home because believe you me, I will say this, a lot of that has been a personal expense in terms of family time, in terms of doing things for myself. I'm not asking for sympathy here,
Mm-hmm.
but on a Saturday I could have been learning golf for myself or doing something else that, with my own time, but I've invested that time to
Mm-hmm.
serve the community and know that it is work that drives additional support for our home country.
Wonderful. CG Oliver Mair, let me just say to you that, I'm one of those people that I've admired the way you've come into the community. You've really made a difference. You've brought the community together in so many different ways and really helped to shape how we move forward in the future. Speaking of moving forward in the future, I know you're moving to New York now and you're going to be CG there for a while. What else is on your agenda? What else are you thinking that you want to accomplish in life? What's on your bucket list?
You know, I tell you, my bucket list, I would love to do some some work in the theater in New York. I mean, this is Broadway. I mean, this is where the action is, and I'm looking forward to that side. For me, all the world is a stage. I love to entertain people. I love to make people happy. I love to motivate individuals. I love people to achieve the best version of themselves. And through the arts, I've found a home to do that. And so I'm looking forward personally to exploring that side, even as I do the work for Jamaica, to explore that side of Broadway and enjoy life a little so while we work.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy my time in Broadway, don't get me wrong, fully.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to enjoy Broadway. And if I'm invited to act in a play or two outside of government halls, then I'm going to be very open to it. And I look forward to getting a couple cameo roles in movies. I look forward to doing some more courses in AI. I must tell you that I'm about to roll out an AI WhatsApp group where we're going to offer free AI training to anybody around the world
Ooh,
who just
nice.
like to have a community just to learn AI. Whether you're a beginner or wherever, we're
Mm-hmm.
going to teach people from crawl to walk to run with AI. And on our Link Up Live call that we do once a week, um, we'll be announcing some more details tomorrow. And I invite anybody listening to follow my page, Mayor Oliver on Instagram, where on all the consulate pages, so we can update you on things that we're doing. Get involved in the community, be a part of it. There are lots of exciting things that we are doing as a community. And though praise is being heaped on me, without humility, I can tell you, 99% of anything that I have achieved has always been as a result of some member of the community or members of the consulate working together as a team to achieve these objectives. So if you consider to me be a success, my success reflects the cooperation of the Jamaican diaspora here in the region.
Wonderful, wonderful. My final question, as always, you're hosting a dinner party and you can have Oliver Mair, five people throughout history, living or dead, as your guests on this dinner party. Who are those five people going to be?
Oh, what a question. um, Muhammad Ali,
Mm-hmm,
Michael Jackson.
mm-hmm.
So I can use living and dead, right?
Yes, man.
I'll use,
Yes. Mm-hmm,
yeah. Denzel Washington.
mm-hmm.
I've used three names. Let me think about. Um, I Nelson Mandela,
Okay, one more space left. Who's that going to be?
Marcus Garvey, those five. I'm sorry, I thought a female didn't come to mind, but these are the five that came immediately.
Well, you know what is your dinner
Um,
party, and it's an amazing lineup
I,
of guests. What are you serving them?
yeah.
What's on the
All
menu?
right, so we're going to, of course, have jerk chicken, oxtail, curry goat, some escovitch fish, but from Hellshire, with the
Okay.
oil that has been used for the week, and we
Uh-huh.
keep spinning it over kidding. But to me, the escovitch lobster, and I know parrotfish, them say that to take the parrotfish, but it's my favorite, right?
So, so it's on the
It's a
menu
snapper,
also.
so I'm going to get in trouble. Snapper, it's a snapper.
All right.
Um, escovitch, that will be on the menu for me. With rice and peas, with some green banana, some dumpling, and of course lots of vegetables, every type of vegetable, and fruits, some raspberry, and a nice dessert, tiramisu for dessert.
Sounds like an
And
absolutely
don't be my amazing
phenomenal,
ice cream.
phenomenal,
Yeah.
phenomenal dinner party. Oliver Mair, I just want to say to you, I am blessed to have met you, to have been a part of your circle, to have just watched you just, integrate our community. I wish you all the very best in New York as you take up your duties there. And remember your South Florida family. We're here for you. So anytime you need us, just call on us.
Thank you very much. I'd like to everybody on that way there. We're just extending the borders. We're going to continue working together. And I encourage individuals, stay tuned. The Link Up Live is set up so that anybody from around the world can just tune in and we can update persons about things taking place, especially back home in Jamaica. And we can continue to use all the vehicles to support each other. And I want to make a final appeal. Let us support our Jamaicans and our Jamaican businesses, including our Jamaican media. And I want to do a shout out. She didn't ask me to do it, but the Montague show was an excellent vehicle. I've always been able to get the word out, and we know more Jamaican businesses to support this important vehicle that we have of sharing important information. It costs, and I ask us to spend a little bit more sponsorship to ensure that we keep this avenue alive and well and flourishing. And not that it is not, but we really use the time to support our Jamaican businesses somewhat.
Thank you, CG Mayor. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Is there going to be a farewell party number 11?
10 farewell parties, and I've told there's one at the airport permanently. No, seriously, there's one more that's going to take place in Atlanta. I will fly down to Atlanta to do another farewell there. And so I want to thank them for that. And that will be it. Moving on. But listen, I tell you this, without, I will not, I'm asking the community, of course, as they have always done, to support my successor, who I know will do very well. I have no clue who the person is, but of course, I will be working with that individual and ask the community to give them the same level of support that they gave me. And we will work together closely. But I am telling you, I've already been invited to some events down here. I will not be upstaging anybody, but I will do some guest appearances because my family there. I can't help them.
All right, CG Mir, respect to you every time, my friend. Looking forward to continuing the work you've started and all of the great collaborations that we've been doing over the years.
Thank you very much.
All righty. Oliver Mair, our special guest this afternoon.